Hey there, gamers, simmers, and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer. We're running a little bit later today, almost about 3 hours. But I was having some issues. Definitely having some issues with the internet. I don't know why. My 5G device was like crapping out on me, or it was YouTube crapping out on me. I don't really know. It was just giving me a red signal, and I'm like looking over there to make sure, so it wasn't connecting properly. I ran a test on it. I was getting good upload speeds, and now it seems to be behaving itself, so who knows what was going on. But also today, July 19, 2024, will probably go down in the history books because there was a worldwide outage of computers just going down and creating all kinds of havoc. Airports being down and airlines not being able to take off, people being stuck at the airport, which kind of, with us doing flight simulator and stuff on this channel, that's something that, we can relate to because of the flying. Grocery stores. There are grocery stores that had to either close or they had to take cash only. Hospitals there were things that they couldn't do. Banks were affected. Government facilities were affected. Election areas and voting areas, they were affected. Some countries, the traffic system wasn't working. It was down. I saw a picture of, New York City and Macy's. Their little advertisement display outside showed a blue screen of death. And there's just so much that happened. Hopefully, for those of you out there, the PC, your computer was not affected. I don't think it will be, because this has to do with a security software called CrowdStrike. I almost thought it was CloudStrike, but I think mainly businesses that use it were the ones that were affected, because they pushed out this update, and a forced update, and they didn't test it or something, and it just crapped out a lot of people's computers. And so earlier today, after I got off of my job, I wanted to get some videos out on it while I could today. So I put out a documentary of it. It's about 15 minutes long. I have a shorter version that's about 3 minutes long, and I'll be getting that one up later. And then I created a song using AI, and it's called, what was it called? Digital Outage or something like that. And it sounds awesome. It sounds really good. And then I made I used footage from the documentary because it uses stock footage. I used footage from that to make a music video. And then I made a short and put that up. So I've been busy this whole time trying to get the stuff up, because I wanted to get it up today, while it was fresh in people's minds. But now that that's all done, we can go ahead and do our flight here. For Flight Simulator 3, we're back with the Coast to Coast series. This was formerly done on Twitch, and it was rebroadcasted here on YouTube under the Killer Twitch streams. So I'm not really doing Twitch anymore. I might maybe do a farewell stream there. I don't know. But I'm pretty busy now just doing stuff over here on YouTube rather than Twitch. But yeah, so we're moving that here, and we're going to pick up where we left off So let's go ahead and I will pull up the map here so that way you can see what it is that we're doing. Okay, and this is what this is, for those of you that are new to this series, these are all the SubLogic maps for the scenery disks that were made for Flight Simulator 2, which you can then convert to use on Flight Simulator 3 and 4. You don't need to use it on 4. There's another package you can get. So I painstakingly combined all the maps. There's 12 scenery disks, but only 2 areas were never completed. But there's more than just 12 maps, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 for each package. So what does that make? About 30 maps or something that I pasted together. And so I had to line them up because they don't line up perfectly. But that's what this is. Now these 2 areas in yellow were never made. Okay, this is Scenery Disk 10 and this is Scenery Disk 8. So like the whole Montana area, Wisconsin, Dakotas, like none of that was done. And then over here, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, probably Tennessee. This whole area right here wasn't done. And that's a shame. That is a shame because they only had 2 more scenery disks to make, and they would have the full continental United States. So I'm sure there is a business reason, but I don't know. Come on, it was only 2 scenery disks. You could have finished it. But they did release a SubLogic USA East and USA West, which utilizes the same database but has a lot more nav aids and a lot more airports with taxiways. No buildings, but it did have taxiways, and it does actually cover the entire United States. They're not placed in the same areas that these are, so they're a little mismatched. But otherwise, and the maps you get with those are a lot better too. But yeah, so you would want to use that for Flight Simulator 4. But yeah, it's a shame because Flight Simulator 2 and 3, this is what you got. You know, other than Europe and Hawaii and Japan. So, but yeah, so I have the routes all marked out here. You see that in red? And this is a follow-up series to something I did on Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64, where I went from the West Coast to the East Coast. This is now from the East Coast to the West Coast. And we started up here in Scenery Disk number 12, which is not available for the Commodore 64. It is for the Commodore Amiga, but the Commodore Amiga doesn't even have this whole western area, so you're very limited on where you can fly as far as the United States is concerned. Can't really do a cross-country flight. That sucks. But yeah, so you can see how I've kind of pasted these together and kind of faded it in a little bit to try to make a continental map. And I put these together so I could actually plan out my flight, because trying to look at separate maps and trying to figure out where they're all connecting at is, yeah, it's tough. Oh yeah, you see this here, Corning Regional, and this is Elmira Corning Regional. So that says Elm 109.60, so they're close. Do you see that? There's Harrisburg here. There's Harrisburg. So yeah, I had to like change the size and everything because it wasn't all to scale. So it was interesting. Anyway, we started way up here in Isle de la Madeleine, and we went through these airports here. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. right here to Burlington International. This is where we are right now. Well, hey, Travis, good to see you. Good to see you. So, we're going to be making a flight up here to Montreal. I don't think this is going to be a very long flight, but we'll be tuning in to CYUL. I'm like looking at this, wondering what that is. 116.30. And we will just line up and land at one of these two runways. Okay, that was the wrong that was the wrong button to click. That was the countdown that I used to use on Twitch. I might yeah, we got 10 minutes before we take off. I might rework that and use it for YouTube. I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll get to work here. So 116.30. We'll go ahead and change this. 76 miles, almost 77 miles. That is how long it's going to be. That is probably loud, so I'm going to turn that down, because if you listen to that for a while, you probably won't get it out of your ears. Okay, I think we've got enough fuel to get us where we need to go, and go and change the OBS here. Alright, so around 350. Okay, that's where we're going to be taking off. Okay, so the runway here right in front of us, that should get us where we need to go. So let's get moving. I was determined to get this flight done. I was worried when I was having some internet trouble. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it. I've got a list of all the airports that we'll be visiting, but I can't seem to find it. At least it's on the map. I almost couldn't find that. Hey, I just remembered I was talking to someone else about that old Real Weather add-on by Mallard, and apparently it is possible to reformat. Oh, so you can take that old software and reformat the met file, or reformat like whatever the meter. So you can format meter files to met MET? Because that's cool. Because you can type in the meter files manually on a text thing, and then if you can convert that to MET format, that would be awesome. Especially if you can have more than one MET file in there, so that way the weather changes as you fly. That would be so cool. I'll have to keep that in mind, because I haven't cracked mine open yet, and I don't know where it's at the moment. Well, it's in my storage unit. Well, whoever's done it has got to pony up and share the wealth. They need to spread the knowledge, because we'll make use of it here. Because I love taking Flight Simulator 4 and really pushing the boundaries on it. And if we can get that real weather add-on to work, holy crap, that would be awesome. I mean, I don't think it's going to work 100%, but if we can get it somewhat to work, I mean, that would be pretty cool. I put down 1 degree of flaps, and I was expecting a sound effect, and I almost was disappointed when I didn't hear anything, and then I realized, oh yeah, PC speaker sound. All right, we are in the air. Landing gear up, flaps all the way up. Taking a look out the windows. Let's get ourselves turned to our heading of 350. I may have turned a little too much. I turned way too much. Wow. My slip was out of control here. Yeah, that'd be great. Trying to get us to level out here. I have to put my elevator trim almost all the way down just to... because I want to be able to keep my speed. So that way it doesn't take forever to get there. Oh, hold on. I'm almost... I'm not at 350. I need to get moving where I need to be. I can't get it to 350. I try. I use the rudder and it starts to move a little bit, but then it just kind of slides right back to 349. Okay, let's see if that does it. There we go. Okay. Oh, you have to head out. Alrighty. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. We got about 69 miles left. Now you see some water and stuff out there. Well, let me show you where that is at on the SubLogic map. It's right here in this area. You can see there is a little piece of landmass right here in the middle of this lake. But yeah, we're going right across it. All right, let's get the auto... Oh, man, my ears are ringing. Let's get the autopilot going here. We'll set... Autopilot set, so that's F. And we'll do altitude lock at 4,000 feet. We'll turn on the autopilot with 5 and then escape out. And Flight Simulator will do its thing. Okay, so we got an airport off there to the left of us, and that happens to be Clinton. That is Clinton County Airport over there. That's the airport we took off from. Burlington. And that white line is a major roadway, probably an interstate, that will probably connect to Montreal. And I hope it has a fuel box. Well, let's see. We got Ben Acero here. How's it going? How are you doing? How you doing? Doing pretty well. See, what's nice about Flight Simulator 3 is I don't have to log into a Microsoft server to verify Because with the whole Microsoft issue going on today, Flight Sim 2020 may not work. It did not work for me yesterday. I tried to log in and it's like, insert disk. I'm like, I can't. I bought it digitally. I didn't think too much of it. I just figured Microsoft was having a server outage or something. And then I go to work this morning, and then I hear like computers are crapped out and hosed, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? And nothing was wrong with our computers. They're all Macs, so there was no problem there. But yeah, it was nuts. This whole day has been nuts. Where are we flying to? Okay, well, I will bring up a map so that way you can see. Well, you can see the work that I have put into this map right here. This is all the SubLogic maps combined that are available. We took off here from Burlington International. We're going to be flying across the way to Canada, to Montreal, right over here, Montreal International. That's about 60 miles or something like that. But yeah, if I zoom out here, that's the United States. These yellow areas are areas that SubLogic did not complete. So that's why it looks the way it does. So yeah, I painstakingly put all these together so I could plan my flight. We started out over here, and we've been flying this way. So here we are. Well, not there. We just now crossed this body of water here. And we got about 58 miles until we get to Montreal. So this is a continuation of a series that I did on Twitch. Not really doing Twitch anymore. Just going to be doing everything here on YouTube. Kind of keep it all in one spot. I did replays. So I recorded my Twitch streams and then I uploaded them here. But yeah, just doing things here now. So just continuing from where we left off. And there's a lot of there's going to be a lot of airports that we're going to be going to. So this is probably going to take a while. But we'll do it. We will do it. We're going from the east to the west, but it is not going to be a direct route. And this is a follow-up series to what I did on the Commodore 64 with SubLogic Flight Simulator. I was going from West Coast to East Coast on that one. Los Angeles to Martha's Vineyard, I believe. And that series is actually complete. So it is complete. It's on the channel. It's in its own playlist. So if you wanted to see the Commodore 64 Flight Simulator going from coast to coast, that's the series you want to check out. I don't think anyone else on YouTube has done such a thing. So couple of days ago, I did X-Plane 7. So if you're into the, a lot of the old simulators, you're going to see them here. You're going to see Flight Simulator 98 and 2005, 3. But there also will be FSX and Prepared. Flight Sim 2020 is towards the end of towards the beginning of the month. So I have this all scheduled. They're on a regular schedule. Tomorrow is going to be X-Plane 12. Let's see if I take a look at my schedule for next week. Okay, yeah, doing Flight Simulator 4. We'll be flying from Denver to Colorado Springs. In Prepared version 5, we'll be flying a 737. I've got to get my PMDG reinstalled. From Brisbane to Gold Coast. I think that is Africa. Maybe. I'm not sure. Flight Simulator 2000 will also be next week. I'm not sure what the flight's going to be, but it's going to be using an expansion called Captain Speaking, which has got like ATC adventures, and the voices on those adventures are just cringe, but it's cringe enough to be funny. So my longtime viewers have really loved I've really loved that expansion and how it just sounds but it does have some interesting things to it. In that add-on, I've actually been routed around the airport. And so it will sometimes, it's not always the same. Sometimes it will bring you in, and sometimes it will say, something's happened that we need to go into a holding pattern and stuff. So it does have some nice features in it. G-Jet 92. Hey, how are you? Did you watch the music video that I put up today? Not on Killer Radio. It's a music video. It's on Killer Television. Killer Radio's music. Even though it's on YouTube, it's music. Yeah, there's no video there. Other than, something that shows lyrics. No, I actually made it. I had the song that I put up here on Killer TV will go over to Killer Radio, but what did I call it? Digital outage or something? It's the name of the song. It rocks, man. It is pretty cool. Where is it? Where is that song? Digital Collapse. That's the name of it. Hey, matey. How you doing? Let's see. How much time we got? We got 44 miles. Hey, I'll play you. This is a different mix than the one that I made a video of. It's an extended version, so you'll hear it's the same song, but this one's extended. So I'll let you hear this.
Systems down, chaos reigns in this digital collapse. We're feeling the pain. Cloud strike update, there's no turning back. Emergency lines, silent and still.
Inspired by the global outage that happened today.
Systems down, chaos reigns in this digital collapse. We're feeling the pain. In a world today, the screens went black. A cloud strike update, there's no turning back. Emergency lines, silent and still in this modern rock. We lost our will. In a world of zeros and ones, we trusted the code, now we're on the run. Systems down, chaos reigns in this digital collapse. We're feeling the pain. Grocery stores with empty shelves, banks offline in digital hell, hospitals in disarray. In this broken world, we find our way. Global crash, let's go out. In this digital storm, we scream and shout. Systems hacked, world on hold. In the cyber war, we break the mold. Traffic lights, a twisted dance in this coded trance. We lost our chance. Every bite a fragile dream. In the cyber nightmare we scream. Insurance claims left in the dark. Department stores, a silent
How you doing,
park.
matey?
Every corner, chaos spread in this modern rock. We see the dread. Global crash, let's go out. In this digital storm, we scream and shout. Systems hacked, world on hold. In the cyber war, we break the mold. From the ashes we must rise. We build the world with clearer eyes. In this digital age we find our way. Through the collapse, a brighter day. In a world of zeros and ones, we trusted the code, now we're on the run. Systems down, chaos reigns in this digital collapse. We'll break the chains.
I've been flying long distance. LA to Boston to... I recognize EGLL. That's Canada, isn't it? No, it's not. That starts with a C. What, across the waters, right? That's London? I think that's London, right? England, yeah. I guess I could have muted the flight simulator, but... Hey, it's the hum of the engine in the background.
Global crash, let's go out. In this digital storm we scream and shout. Systems hacked, world on hold. In the cyber war, we break the mold. From the ashes we
How many channels that do flight simulator are going to do this? With original music and a music video? I think you're going to be hard pressed to find another channel like this. And that does live stream. Man, that song just freaking turned out beautifully. I'll turn the sound down there. Yeah, so with everything that happened with the computer outage around the world, I used that for inspiration. It took some work. I had to gather as much data as I could, and then I plugged that in to ChatGPT because I wanted to do a documentary on everything. I wanted to do like a 15-minute video, so I had it write me a script and utilize all the information, and then I said, okay, let's make a song based off of all this information. And so it wrote a song, and then I plugged that into another program, and I had to go in there and put in like, oh, I want to have a guitar, solo here and an instrumental here. I had to tweak it a little bit. It only does up to 4 minutes, and then you have to extend it. So, it's not like I push a few buttons and boom, there it is. It's like it's a tool. It's like a paintbrush. I'm painting. I've got a set of paints. It's a whole new art form. So I use to kind of put things together. And I had to tell it, okay, I want to do this kind of genre with it. I want to use a little bit of this and a little bit of this and a little bit of this. And then it'll come out with something, and I might like, oh, I kind of like it, or no, this doesn't work. So in a way, it's kind of like, let's say if I hired someone to make music and said, I kind of want to do this, go write me something. So I might have someone like write me the lyrics. I might look at it and say, yeah, that'll work, or no, that won't work. And then I'll take that and give it to someone else. Oh, make a song out of this. So it's kind of along that same process, is the way I see it. But the AI documentary that I did, it's my voice that was used. I didn't have time to sit there and record the whole thing, but I cloned my voice, and that's what's in the video. I kind of listen to it. I can sort of kind of hear my voice, but then it also kind of slightly sounds different. So it was interesting. John! So Matey says, how did you make that song? That was cool. It's an AI program called Suno. SUNO .ai. And the program that I use to make videos, what I like about it is it will bring up stock footage, and if you pay for a monthly subscription, it'll take the watermark off of the stock footage. So it takes stuff from like iStock and I forget what the other one, snap something. I can't remember what the other one is, but you can use it for free, but if you want to take the watermarks and stuff off, you've got to pay a little subscription thing, which isn't really that much. But I utilized that stock footage to not only for the documentary, but also to put together the music video. And I went in there and I kind of timed it to the beats and stuff. So I was busy trying to put all that together today. That's why the stream is 3 hours late. Okay, so we're coming up to Canada. I'll show you where we are here. So that airport that we're seeing is right over here. So we're crossing the waters right here. Now I got two different versions of Digital Collapse. Well, there's actually three. So there is the regular version, the extended version, and then I have another version, which, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, okay, there it is. So the other version is the, I called it the Micro Strike mix. A combination of Microsoft and CrowdStrike. It's called the Micro Strike mix. So this one's shorter, but it sounds a little different, but it's the same lyrics. There we go. Mute the
emergency line, silent and still. In this modern rock, we lost our will. In a world of zeros and ones, we trusted the code. Now we're on the run. Systems down, chaos reigns. In this digital collapse, we're feeling the pain. Stores with empty shelves, bags offline.
There's a bridge. Ooh. We have to go check it out.
In this broken world, we find our way. Global crash, lights go out. In this digital storm, we scream and shout. Systems hacked, world on hold. In this cyber war, we break the mold. Traffic lights, a twisted dance. In this coded trance, we lost our chance. Every bite, a fragile
Got some weird graphical
dream.
glitches happening here.
We see the trend. Insurance claims left in the dark. Department stores, a silent park. Every corner chaos spread. In this modern rock, we see the dread. Global crash, lights go out. In this
That has a fuel box.
scream and shout. Systems hacked, world on hold. In the cyber war,
I might just land at this airport instead.
close from the ashes, we must rise. We build the world with clearer lights. In this digital age, we find our way through the collapse, a brighter day. In a world of zeros and ones, we trusted the code. Now we're on
This
the
was the
run.
first version that came up.
Systems down, chaos
It brings up
reigns.
two
In this
versions.
digital
This was the
collapse,
first one.
we'll break the chains. Of zeros and ones, we trusted the code. Now we're on the run. Systems down, chaos reigns. In this digital collapse, we'll break the chains.
back to the wonderful, pleasant engine sound. Yeah, I know, John. It's just... It's like any artist tool. You know, a tool is only as good as the person using it. So, you know, anybody can pick up a paintbrush and get some paint and paint something. You know, they can express themselves. Now, whether or not it's good or not is, you know, a whole thing. So, yeah, it all depends upon, you know, how you use it. GJit92, have you heard of a YouTuber called Yes, I Have Heard of Comb? Yeah, he does have videos of FS98 and FS2004. I think he stopped making videos. I have subscribed to him. But I have not seen any videos. Any new videos. I have watched some of his stuff. As I knock the mic down. He had a following, so I don't know what happened. I mean, he was doing what? He was doing Flight Sim 5, I think, and 98. I think he might have done 2000. I know he was doing some old X-Plane ones too. I know he did an X-Plane 9. He did a flight over Antarctica. I bet you these graphical glitches are because of DOSBox. I don't think it would be there if it wasn't on an actual machine. This is the Azure Gate Bridge. It might be coincidence, but I noticed Comb stopped doing videos when I was putting out a lot of flight sim videos, a lot of the retro ones. I noticed that he stopped. Now, maybe it's just coincidence. But I thought it was nice that there was another YouTuber out there doing what I'm doing. And he didn't do narration or anything. He just did the flights. So you could just turn it on, leave it in the background, and, you know, enjoy the flight for what it was. You know. And I've got a few like that. But a lot of mine have narration. So it was nice to kind of have a yin and a yang, you know what I mean? You had one YouTuber that was just doing the flights, no talking or anything like that, no face cam. And then you have another one, you know, that adds his unique personality. And does stuff like, you know, this right here. Like, hey, let's go get a closer look at this bridge. As the graphics kind of trip out there. You know what that is? That is that's the same model they used for the Golden Gate Bridge. They painted it blue. Oh, wait. There's some more. We got some more scenery over here. I hope he comes back. I do. I hope he hasn't quit. John says, is that bridge one of the special Scenery Disk editions? Yes. This is from Scenery Disk number 12. Wow, look at this. We got a dome or something here. We'll have to look at this on a satellite map and see what this is. It's an arrow dome or arena or something here. Try to get a closer look. Whatever that is right next to it, I don't know what that is. Okay, so we'll make a slight change. You know what? Actually, what we can do, we can still go to the airport that we were planning to. We'll just land at this one that's real close first. We'll fill up, and then we'll go to the other airport, which is just like hop, skip away. Yeah, that probably is the Montreal Olympic Stadium. John says, I like recording my flights, posting them, etc., but talking I can't do. I put annotations of them, though, of where we are. Yeah, not everyone is comfortable talking. And then some people are comfortable narrating videos, but they don't want to use a face cam. I remember in the older days of YouTube, there was a lot of audio narration, and people in comments would say, they didn't do it on mine, but they would say, hey, can we have a face reveal? A face reveal? A face reveal? And some YouTubers eventually did do one, but there are still some that don't. Alright, we're going to bring down the landing gear here. And we'll start dropping our flaps. If I remember correctly, I think the fuel box was over here. So let's go ahead and land on this runway. It's over here in this area. You'll have to check the video that I put up about CrowdStrike, because I cloned my voice and used it, You'll have to tell me what you think. It sort of kind of sounds like me. If you listen close enough, you'll be like, yeah, I can sort of kind of hear Shep in there somewhere. If anything, it sounds way more professional. In some parts, I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. And in other parts, I'm like, some of the pauses and they didn't sound very natural. So some of it sounded good, and other parts are just kind of like, yeah. Yep, there it is. That little yellow thing there is the fill box. Alright, we'll drop 2 more things of flaps here. Oh, on the other song that I played, I'm going to be doing a music video on that. So the other version of the Digital Collapse song, I'll be doing a music video on that too. And that one I might use a combination of stock footage along with AI footage. And then I think the extended version that I came up with, I want to kind of do a combination of AI footage also, and try to get like a rock band or something in there playing guitars and stuff. I'm actually thinking about, I've already got some music videos on the channel. They're based off of music that I put together, not AI. They're actually using sound loops and stuff. And I had used them on some actual flight simulator videos that do not have any narration. And I kind of made some of those into music videos. My goodness, I'm a little bit high. I hope I can get on the runway here. I hope the runway doesn't disappear. Alright, we'll head over here to the... We're going to take a shortcut across the grass. And then the other airport is only about 13 miles away. I don't know if that one has a fuel box. Well, as we were flying, I saw that this one did, so I'm like, hey, let's make use of it. Alright, we're all filled up. I was not having this flickering problem before, so I wonder if it has something to do with the scenery. Well, you're down. Could you check my comment on top? That you do a lot of landing videos? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can check them out. I'll be honest, on the flight sim videos that I have, the peaks of where people are watching are the takeoffs and the landings. Not very many people will watch the whole flight. That might be another reason why Combe decided not to do any videos anymore. Maybe he started looking at his analytics and realized he was doing these hour and a half, 2 hour videos, and people were only watching like 4 minutes of it or something. I mean, I get that. I understand. I understand the frustration. That's why I do a lot of different types of stuff. So I've got the long videos that have narration. I've got videos that don't have narration. And then I have some that are shortened. Because, you know, some people, they want to flight, but they don't want to sit there for, 2 hours or whatever. Boy, those graphics look awful the way they do that. Did you notice that this only happened once we got here to Montreal? It didn't happen when we took off. That's why I think it's this area. It was fine where we were. There we go. Okay, we need to turn to a heading of 328. Matey, they should. You always tell us where you're flying and the points of interest. Yeah, I try to make the flights interesting, because that had me going there for a moment. What beeping? What's the beeping? What's that? I try to make the flights interesting. I try to make it interactive and try to make it fun. So that way, there's the airport right over there. That's the one that we were planning on landing at. That way it gives people a reason to watch, the whole video. If you try to make it, if you talk about points of interest and stuff, it might get people to, want to watch a little bit more because they're just not watching a flight. They're kind of like they're part of the flight, kind of like being on an actual tour, sitting in the cockpit with the pilot. Hey, that's what this is, blah, 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 blah. So the stream that I did on Flight Simulator 2020, we did that. We looked at the areas that we flew. I had put together, some AI documentaries so that way we could have a little bit of an interesting lesson on the places that we were flying over and seeing like stock footage or something from that area, learning about the culture and the food and stuff. Yeah, you were asking me, G-Jet, about what kind of computer you should get. So, what I think you should do, use either PC emulator or use VMware, which you can get for free now. VMware Workstation is free. Go to their website. There's a few loops that you have to go through to get it, but you can get it. And get yourself a virtual or emulated Windows 98 install, and then install Flight Simulator 98 on that. Maybe get a few add-ons or something for it, and just kind of play around with it. And then if you get into it more, then you can look at maybe getting an actual machine, get an actual retro machine. But start with the virtual thing first, because you may find that it's all that you need. That it'll be just fine the way it is. And that's what I did for the longest time. And with Flight Simulator 2000. And then I was just getting to the point where there's a lot of stuff I wanted to use on Flight Simulator 2000, and it just looked awful on a virtual machine. And so then I tried using PC emulator, and it looked a lot better, but it didn't run as great. Because it's trying to emulate an actual PC machine. So then I bought a retro machine that's a Pentium 4 specifically for Flight Simulator 2000. And then I even got a control yoke for it too that was Windows 98 compatible. And I am going to install my Flight Simulator 98 collection onto it, so that way I can start doing flights from the actual machine, because with a Pentium 4 it should run pretty nice. And it'll be Windows 98, so everything will be compatible, everything will work the way it's supposed to, for the most part. And John says, first time I ever saw Flight Sim on a PC was in 1987, coming from the Commodore 64 Flight Simulator 2 that took forever just to load, actually seeing it move smoothly. Yeah, so GJet, if you take a look at my Flight Sim 98 videos on Killer Gamers World Tour. Look at them from the very beginning. Watch it from the very beginning when I started with Meg's Airport. You'll see how it develops. Because I think I started off with Flight Sim 98 on Windows 7. And then I was trying to get the ProFlight 98 package to work because it has ATC Adventures, and it wouldn't work. I couldn't get it to install. So then I started doing it on VMware. So watch those earlier videos, so that way you can see how things developed. And likewise, do that for Flight Simulator 2000 also, because again, I was using like Windows 7 or, and it looks really good and stuff. But then once I started using VMware, it'll look like utter garbage. Flight Sim 2000 is its own beast. The only way that it looks good is with 3D accelerated graphics. Otherwise, it looks like some type of 16-bit program with like 16-bit colors. It with no smoothness. It just looks bad. Like it only has like 1,000 colors to work with. Yeah, when I started them off, I didn't have any add-ons, and then I started adding the add-ons, which I don't think I planned that originally, but I started wanting to do things with the simulators that I hadn't done before. My mindset was, hey, if this was 1998 and I was playing Flight Simulator 98, what would I do? What could I do to max out the experience? The things that I didn't do when I first had it. So that was my mindset, and that's what I started doing. Yeah, and back in those days, I didn't have that many subscribers either. I think around that time, I had something like 50 subscribers or something. I didn't have a lot. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to hit 1,000 subscribers. Much less 2,000 subscribers. Something tells me I'm not going to like the angle of this runway over here to the right. Not the one in front of us, the other one. Looks like I'm coming in at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, I think I was double digits, John. The flight, when I started doing the Flight Sim series, that's what brought me over 100 views. So it was a Flight Sim series, and it was also Shep Rambles. It was those two series that started bringing up the subscribers and stuff, but then it kind of plateaued there. And then I did the trucking thing, and then it started getting higher because of that. And then once I started doing YouTube shorts, then it brought it over 1,000. Turn, 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 turn. And I've been working my tail off with videos. I had to kind of take it easy a little bit because I, wanted to get back to the live streaming for a while. Because I know I got viewers that, they want to be able to interact with me, and I felt that I was doing a disservice because I hadn't been streaming in a while. But I also wanted to have a regular schedule too. I didn't just want to do random streams, you know what I mean? Did you notice that when we got to this area, the graphics weren't flickering anymore? All right. Oh, now my ears are ringing. Okay, so we landed. Let me pull up Google Maps here, and we'll take a look at Montreal and see. Take a look, like that blue bridge that we saw and stuff. Let's see, Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This is actually where we flew on Flight Simulator 98, and the stream that we did. What, last week? Yeah, it was last week. Okay. Here is a satellite image of Montreal. Here is the airport that we landed at to get fuel. We actually landed on this runway right here. Probably, well, no, we didn't take a taxiway. We went across the grass. And yeah, we went into this area, but then we took the taxiway and it kind of took us to around this point here. We did see this runway. I did see that when we were taking off. You can see it's closed. It's actually not in use now. Okay, but the bridge was... It's got to be one of these two bridges right here. I think it's this one. Samuel de Champlain Bridge. Oops. Let's see if we can do a Google Maps or something here, or Street View. Well, that doesn't look like anything that was in Flight Simulator. Is this a bike? Oh yeah, look at the... Hi! It's a guy on a bike there. So I gotta wonder, how did Google get this image? I mean, like, was the... You know, was it on... Is he the one that... was carrying the camera, taking pictures? I don't know. It's got to be interesting. But I think this is the bridge that we were looking at, because it's got that over there. We saw that. I don't see it on this side, but it certainly isn't blue. That's for sure. But I think this is the bridge, not this. That out there. I think it's the one that we saw. So the Samuel de Champlain Bridge. Now there is a Victoria Bridge too. Now they could have been that one, but let's take a look and see. No, that definitely doesn't look like the same type of bridge. Aren't these usually bridges for railroads? I don't see any cars on it. I think that's for a train. As a matter of fact, yeah, it is. Because here are the train tracks right here. Okay, and then the stadium... Where was... Okay, here's the bridge. We flew this way and we saw there was a stadium or something. Or here's another bridge. The Jacques Carter Bridge. Oh, this is it. It's blue. Look. This is the bridge that we saw right here. Yep, see? It's blue. It didn't look exactly like that, but you know, it was close. This is what we saw. This is what was in the scenery right here. This bridge. Okay, we've established now what bridge it was. So it's the Jacques Cartier Bridge. And we actually have... See? That's the bridge, isn't it? Look how awful this is. Oh, there it goes. I'm like, wow, that kind of looks like Flight Simulator 2020 on a bad day. All right, so we flew from up. There it is. There it is. This is what we saw. as it tries to fix it here. That was the scenery that we saw. I should make the same flight or similar flight in Flight Sim 2020. I don't have the next flight planned for Flight Sim 2020. Maybe we should fly to Montreal, and you know, I can put together a short little 3-minute documentary of this. This is the Montreal. Oh no, it's not. What is this? Yeah, this is Montreal Olympic Park. So we could get a little bit of interesting history. I'm sure there will be stock footage that will actually show it. And this here, the Montreal Tower, somewhat closed. Okay. See, we can do something interesting with it. And then I think this was down here too, wasn't it? The Montreal Biodome. Look at, we have a planetarium over here. I mean, none of this stuff is here, but it might be in Flight Simulator 2020. Because there's a Canada not expansion, but update that will probably have all this stuff in here. What is this? This is interesting. The Tribunal something. I think we could make an interesting Flight Sim 2020 flight out of this. What do you think? What do y'all think? Do you like that idea? I think the last flight we did was, what the hell? I think the last flight we did was also in Canada, so I mean, you may want to see something else. But look at this. It looks like a wasteland. See, this is what happened with, Skynet took over today, and this is what it looks like now. This is what happens when there's a security breach. Let's go back and look at all these chats. I hope it's not lagging. I've got a green signal, but it looks like there might be a problem with YouTube. Let's see. GJet92 question: if I want to play FS4, do I have to use VMware or something else? DOSBox. DOSBox will be fine. That's FS3 and FS4, I use DOSBox. Can you see me? Oh, yeah, you can. Now, with that said, there are some add-ons that will not work correctly with DOSBox. As one of them will create ATC Adventures, and it will not work in DOSBox because it's looking. It has to have a Windows environment, and even if you get Windows 3.1 set up through DOSBox, it just doesn't work. So in that case, I had to use PC Emulator. So I now use PC Emulator to run Flight Sim 4. But you can run it off of DOSBox. So Flight Sim 3, 4, and 5 you can run off of DOSBox. And If you want to go as far as installing Windows 95 or Windows 98 through DOSBox, I don't know why you would, but you certainly can. You can probably get Flight Simulator 95 and 98 running through that. I don't know how compatible it's going to be, though, doing it that way. But you can definitely do Flight Sims 3, 4, and 5. 2 is tricky. 2 is a tricky one. I think you can get it to work through DOSBox, but if you want to use scenery disks, it needs like another drive. You need to have a way to be able to swap disks or something. Matey, just landed my last leg. Total flight hours 11. 11 hours, that's dedicated. I've only done a couple of that long. I did some 10-hour, 11-hour flights. They're on the channel. It's when I was doing a YouTube. That was a live stream series of Flight Sim 2020. I can't do streams that long anymore. Yeah, I just don't have the bandwidth to do it. But I did do some, and it was live stream. And yeah, John was a part of that because he actually joined me. He and we had like two other viewers that were joining me online, and we were all flying together. And that's in like some of the videos. Where did we fly? Like it was the Alps or something? Did we try to fly over that? I can't remember what it was we did. John says all that super high detail scenery was just too much around Montreal. I know, it's so simple. It was crazy. And now I want to fly more. That's what he says. My longest was taking a vintage open cockpit prop and flying the length of the Canning stock route trail in the outback. He says I can't remember exactly where it was. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so maybe I'll research it a little bit for Flight Sim 2020. In some ways, I don't want to do another Canada flight because we already did one, but I don't know. Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe I'll put it up for a poll. I'll let you, the viewers, decide. I'll come up with 5. We'll come up with 5 flights or something for a live stream. Oh, look! The sun's going down. See? We're sitting there having a conversation, and you get to see the sun going down. So maybe on the next flight, we'll fly nighttime. We'll do a nighttime flight. Ooh. We'll do a nighttime flight. Yeah, you got to remember the which World Tour ones they were. The original ones that I did were not long. The ones that it was like Cross the World, I believe it was Cross the World, those were long. The reason why those were long was because I wanted to actually get around the world, and I felt like the only way to do that was to do really long flights. I do want to get back to that series, even if they're shorter. But there is another series that I want to work on, and I did a poll about it, where it's going to be viewer controlled. So the viewers out there will vote on which flight we take and where we go and stuff, and so it won't be me driving the series, it'll be the viewers driving the series. So I think that'll be kind of a neat thing. Think of it as a choose your own adventure type of thing. And I've got all my flight stuff sitting out. I got my yoke out, my pedals. I was getting all ready to go on that, and then I decided to get back into streaming, and so yeah. And I'm streaming every day. Sunday I'm streaming over at the second channel, the Killer Radio channel, because I've been, since it started, I wanted to do a top 10 countdown, which actually I'm going to do a top 20 countdown now, because I think a top 10 countdown would only last like 30 minutes, because some of the songs are not very long. So I decided to do a top 20 countdown. So it's going to be live. It'll be a live top 20 countdown. It'll be unique because you won't find that music anywhere else. We're building our own musical universe over there on Killer Radio of just variety of songs. And so after a while, after I get more and more songs out and more people are listening, I'll be able to do things like the top number one songs of 2024 and 2025, and do a countdown of the top songs of the year and stuff. It's our own thing. It's our own thing, our own world. I think that's a cool thing. GJet92, do you think you could fly a B-17 next and FS-98? I might have one. I might have a B-17. I don't know. I will show you, though. I pulled this out of my, because I was gonna dig into this stuff because I haven't used it yet. But I've got these updates, or these upgrades here. This one's called Airfield. And it's an airfield and airstrip upgrade for Flight Sim 98. And it's got like a lot of small airports. Does it have airplanes too? So it's got like 300 airfields. It's got 5 new aircraft. It's got a PC-6 Porter, a P-3 Orion, a Berezhev B-12, a DHC-6, and I guess they have a Hercules C-130 also. The ultimate test of any true pilot worth his salt has to be a crosswind soft field landing. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the Hercules C-130, PC-6 Porter, P-3 Orion, the DHC-6-300, and the unique Russian BE-12. On some of the most challenging and treacherous approaches ever devised for the whole of Europe. Oh, great. With my flying, that should really go well. Airfield is the true test bed of all short field and airstrip pilotage. Includes forests, telegraph poles, radio masts, and hundreds of other objects actually sighted on the real flight path and scattered across 1 million square miles. Airfield also includes 10 unforgiving ATC flights to guide you into any of the 300 fields to further test your flying skills. World exclusive. For the first time ever on a PC-based simulation, Airfield includes waypoints data, a project that took 4 years to compile and perfect. Now all the nav aids and all the objects are included for every field. So at last, if it's on the chart, it's in the program. So, and this is like volume 1. I don't think they ever made a volume 2 though. So this was one possibility I was thinking of doing. I have a couple other packages that haven't even been opened yet. This is called Fly Louder. Not Fly Louder, okay? Louder. It's an airline. Lauda Air. And this is for Flight Sim. Is it 98? Yeah. This is also for Flight Sim 98. And I think you're basically flying the airline, but I think there's more to it than that. There's moving air bridges that recognize the aircraft type and automatically dock with the aircraft. That's cool. You get a fully instrumented and detailed 737 and 767 aircraft and the Lauda Air livery. Fully dynamic Vienna Airport, the most detailed airport in FS. Flight simulator? Is that what they're... Because it says the world's first FS airline. So is this the first airline that they made for flight simulator? I don't know. It's got ATC flights with real Ostro ATC control. See, that should be unique. I wonder what the voices sound like. Oh, whoa, look, check this out. There are moving cars, coaches, fuel trucks, and other traffic in the scenery. There's multimedia clips on CD-ROM showing real approaches, landings, taxiing procedures, and dockings. Oh, see, we got some shorts that we can put on the channel now, too. Lauda Air history, facts, plans, photorealistic new technology, buildings, interviews with pilots, etc., etc. Oh, and I get a free pin. I wonder if it still works. Timetable and catalog. Works with all 2D and 3D and 3DFX graphics cards. Recommend the Pentium 2 300. Okay. And let's see. The other one that I've got is this one here. This is called Flight Academy. This is from a company called Papa Tango. I've got a few things from Papa Tango. For the first time ever in Microsoft Flight Simulator, you will train to become a captain of the world's oldest known established airlines. Begin your flights at VRSAC Flight Academy and experience the real world as never before. Start in the Cessna 310. Work your way through to the ATR-72, the B-737, and then take command of the awesome DC-10. I thought the 737 would be the one you work to. I don't know. Fly through wind, snow, and poor visibility. Land at an airport 3,000 feet on a mountain. Fly one of the world's most challenging approaches. Flight Academy is the training ground for flight simulator pilots. Incredible photorealistic scenery never seen before in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I would tend to argue. I've got some... Actually, I did a review. I did a game review on some photorealistic scenery. Mega scenery, as a matter of fact, for Flight Simulator 98. Fully operational safe gate, Agnes Papa docking systems, fully instrumented and detailed aircraft cockpits and panels, the world's first photorealistic airport, stunning detail, moving cars, coaches, etc. Night lighting that's never been seen before. This has got ATC flights also. Snow, another first for Flight Simulator 98. Complete sets of exclusive charts, 36-page history, facts, pictures, plans, photorealistic new technology buildings, special weather and climate effects. I noticed that it didn't say rain. Wind, snow, and poor visibility. Not rain, though. We didn't see rain until Flight Simulator 2000. So yeah, I pulled those out of my, because now that I'm doing these streams, I figured this is a good opportunity to pull out those add-ons that I hadn't even used yet. I think I did shorts where I kind of showed them, but I haven't actually opened them up and dug into them. Yeah, I do have a big collection of programs. As a matter of fact, the live stream that I tried to do on Tuesday was at my storage unit, and I was going to go through and show what I have, but the area is shielded or something, and it was cutting off the stream. I do have a video, though, that I might have 2 videos up. I have at least one video up on the Killer Awesome Day series where I show some of my collection. So you'll want to go to the Killer Awesome Day series and kind of go back to some of the earlier episodes on that. The playlist should be on the front page of the channel. But yeah, you'll be able to, if you go there, I go into my storage unit and I go through the flight sim stuff, because people have asked me, they've wanted to see my collection. Well, by the time I did the video, I had to put everything in storage because we had to move. John says, I genuinely think the list of what he doesn't have is shorter than what he does at this point. And Matey has got, I don't know, what is that? Is that that's a blue, is that a fish? What is that picture? Sorry, I'm nearsighted, so it looks like a small little cookie monster with 2 buggly eyes on top. Like he's got his mouth open and he wants a cookie. I don't... maybe he's laughing, I don't know. Oh. Well, folks, that was fun. We had some fun here. And next month when we continue this, Flight Simulator 3, we'll start here. We'll start here where we left off, and it'll be dusk. So we will be doing some night flying next time. And as far as Flight Simulator 98, hey, maybe we'll make that another poll. All right, I'll put on there, hey, do you want to see B-17? Do you want to see this airfield? Or do you want to see, Fly Lauda or one of those things? So we'll put that up. We'll see what people are interested in, and we'll kind of go from there. I'm always open to ideas. But anyways, man, it's hot. It's getting a little late for me. I gotta have din and stuff, So John says it's one of the YouTube specific emojis on the first page of them. Haha, that's what that is. Yep, great stream. Can't wait for the next one. Good night. Good night, everyone. I would request a 2000 with the C. It's coming. Hey, John, it's coming next week. Next week, I'm doing Flight Sim 2000 with Captain Speaking. It's going to be next week. It's going to be on Saturday. So it's coming. It is on the board. So it'll be on there. And he says anywhere, yeah, don't worry, it's coming. So hooray! All right, take it easy. Be sure to check out that music video I put up, and watch that documentary I did of the whole crowd strike thing, because I cloned my voice. I'm curious what you folks think. It's I'm curious of what you think as far as my voice being cloned. So it was kind of interesting. We'll see you later. Have a killer awesome day.